What's going on, everyone? It is Super here, and I'm bringing you guys another MKX video, and today I'm going to be doing a little breakdown and just talking about all three variations for Leatherface that we saw showcased in the combat cast that just happened. When you guys are watching this video, it happened yesterday. So let's get into it. By the way, first of all, leave a like on the video if you think that Leatherface looks amazing. I think he exceeded everyone's expectations. A lot of people thought that he wasn't going to be an interesting character. And based on the three variations, they look like they play really differently from each other, and they just did a really good job animating Leatherface and all his moves. And I definitely saw a lot of people who weren't really interested in Leatherface now say that he looks really sick and really cool. So that makes me happy because I love the character and I want more people to play them. So leave a like on the video if you guys think he looks cool. So let's get started here. Let's talk about the general moves that all three variations are going to have. So first of all, Leatherface looks like he has some of the best range out of any character in the game. His chainsaw makes him pretty much, like I said, have some of the best range. I don't know if his chainsaw is going to have a hitbox. I don't know if it's going to be like Tremors Down 4 that doesn't have a hitbox. It's going to be really interesting to see. But not only does he have a lot of range on just his footsie tool or like his regular attacks, he also has a lot of range on his down pokes. His sweep is one of the furthest reaching sweeps in the game. His down 3 looks like it has a juicy hitbox, and he has a lot of overheads, he has a lot of lows. I'm pretty sure back 3 is a low for him. He has an overhead starter, I think it was back 1, maybe even back 2 as well. I'm not sure. I know that he has one for sure. It looks like it's really slow, but regardless, the threat is still there of the 50-50. So moving on here to one of his strongest traits that he has as a character, he actually has a restand. I believe it was back down and 4 is a restand combo extender, and it goes throughout all variations, which is really strong, especially for the Pretty Lady variation, which is going to be the first one I'll be talking about here in a second. He has low to overhead combos, sort of like Jason and Slasher. Looked like one of the combos really resembled that, which I think they use Jason as an example of Leatherface, but I think Leatherface is much more of an interesting character and has better gameplay. Moving on here, he has a couple of moves that have crazy range. One of them is an overhead, which of course has armor if you meet or burn it. The other one is a low, and they both like hard knockdown, and they have insane range, man. It's crazy. They go like halfway through the screen, and they have armor, so on wake up you could either go overhead or you could go low, so your opponent's gonna have to guess there. So Leatherface looks like a really strong 50-50 character. Moving on to another move, which is like a double 360 spin move. That is, pretty much a combo extender if you meter burn it. It does look like it's really punishable on block, and it does have a slow startup, so you're not going to want to use it by itself unless you're going to meter burn it, because of the meter burn version in a combo pops the opponent up, so you're able to extend your combo and keep going. So those are the moves that go across all variations. So now let's move on to the variation specifics, and I'm gonna start off with Pretty Lady because it's the one that caught my eye the most. I think it's going to be the best variation, at least just based off first impressions, the one that I'm most excited about. So not only does Leatherface have a solid 50-50 game, he has a solid restand that continues your combo, he has really good damage, but in Pretty Lady he gains the ability to zone the fuck out of you. He has so many zoning tools that I was shocked, man. So I saw a comment before they showed Leatherface gameplay saying that, they described one of the variations as like a cabal with a chainsaw. And I definitely see it with the Pretty Lady variation, because he has a low chainsaw. He has a regular standing chainsaw, which is a high. You could duck it. It would be stupid if it was a mid. But they're really fast. Like, they are really fast. It looks like, I don't know if I would compare it to a projectile, maybe Katana's fans. I think even faster than that. So they're really good projectiles. Like I said, one of them you could throw low. One of them, when you're standing, it's a high, so you could duck it. You could instant air throw a chainsaw and cover, you know, the airspace. You could do a diagonal chainsaw, sort of like Quan Chi's air skull. And, you know, like I said, they're fast. You can meter burn them in the air. They do 12% meter burn, I think 8% by default. I think actually the diagonal one does like 6%, and the instant air one does like 6% as well, but the ones on the ground do 8%. So combining the 50-50, you know, and up close ability with the range that Leatherface has, and the zoning from Pretty Lady, it looks like it's gonna be a scary variation. So that's definitely gonna be the first one that I try out. So you know, that's what Pretty Lady is. It gains just zoning tools, nothing else. So moving on here to Butcher. Butcher is one that I didn't see too many people say that they were the most excited about, but I think it definitely has potential because it has the most you know, like brawler type of style, because you want to be up close and personal. On your normals, you have a lot of hammer based normals, and they're quicker than the regular Pretty Lady and Killer variations. You have a really fast overhead, and you have you know, a bunch of different chainsaw moves that you could use as combo enders, which is really good. I think one of them pops up, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, I have my notes here. Yeah, he has one of the, he actually has a move that's sort of like Warrior Predator's lunging move. It goes really far. It's like a overhead strike, and the meter burn version actually pops you up so you could continue your combo. And one other thing that the Butcher variation has is he actually has a command grab, and by the looks of it, it looks like the command grab is really fast. Whether it has a lot of range or not is still yet to be determined. Of course, we have to test that out, but the fact that it's really quick, who knows how fast it recovers. If it's like Jason's command grab, is going to be really dumb because having a really fast command grab and recovering really fast might make it a little bit too good, but we're going to have to wait and see. The regular command grab, I think, you know, it sort of restands your opponent, not to continue your combo, but you can continue your pressure. And the meter burn version has armor, and it knocks your opponent down. So that's it for Butcher. Let's see here. For the next variation, we have Killer, and the main game plan for Killer is the stance switches, sort of like Aaron Black's Gunslinger and Sonya's Covert Ops. Killer gets the ability to do a stance, and then depending on what button you press, it does a specific move. So one really cool thing that they showed is that whenever Leatherface goes into his stance, if a projectile is coming your way, it's going to completely negate the projectile. So that's really cool. It looks like it has a pretty quick startup, pretty quick recovery, a lot faster than like Gunslinger and Black, for example. So he has three like main moves. One of them is a triple hitting overhead that looks like it's really fast, and if you meter burn it, you could actually meter burn it in the middle of those three slashes. It does an extra fourth overhead slash. So let's say your opponent is expecting you to do just the regular 3 hits. If you meter burn, it's going to do an extra 4th hit and actually hit him. So he has another one, which is a sort of like a lunging move, like a running move. That looks like it's a good for being a combo ender. If you meter burn it, it pops your opponent up. And the last one is an unblockable move that, you know, pretty much he's just like walking towards you, or like sort of running towards you, but it's really slow and predictable. This is more of a move in which you're going to try to gimmick your opponent into getting hit by. Doesn't look like something you're going to get hit by consistently. It looks like you could backdash through it, you know, poke out of it, or just neutral jump punch it. And one of the cool things about Killer is that he actually could cancel 2 of his special moves and, you know, sort of like bait your wake up or bait something that you're trying to do. For example, he could cancel the unblockable. So let's just say that I do a stance, I try to do the unblockable, you see that it's coming, and you try to do a move because it's really slow. I could actually cancel that move and then block, and then obviously punish you for trying to punish my move. So it looks like this is the sort of run cancel variation. Not really run cancel, it's just move cancel. And I'm wondering if you could do the, you know, stance into move into cancel sort of like with block pressure, sort of like Johnny Cage A-list or some of these characters that have run cancels. I wonder if you're going to be able to use it like that, but it doesn't really look like it's going to be as strong as run canceling, because the stance does take a little bit of time to actually start up, and then of course you have to do the move and then you have to cancel it, even though canceling the move does look like it's really fast. So that's definitely a positive there. So that's going to be it for my character breakdown of Leatherface, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what variation you guys are excited about the most, and I will catch you guys next time.